Hey guys, my name is Darrel Wilson, and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to make a WordPress website step by step with no experience required. You can be 13 years old, you can be 65 years old, and you can watch this tutorial today and walk away knowing how to make a WordPress website. And you don't need to know a thing about coding or have any programming experience whatsoever. Everything in this tutorial is going to be drag and drop. In fact, you're going to have access to over 500 different templates and layouts to help you create beautiful, responsive, mobile-friendly websites that fit for 2018. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, this guy's probably trying to sell me something. I'm not going to sell you anything. Today, I'm just going to show you how to make a WordPress website step by step so you can build a website. Maybe you can build it for your friends, maybe you can build it for your family, or maybe you can even start your own business like my viewers have. In fact, I'm going to read a few comments from my viewers right here. So here we have Farhan. He says, "Hi Darrel, I just wanted to say I randomly stumbled across your WordPress website tutorial from years back. I used it to make my own website. Soon after I purchased the Divi theme upon your recommendation, I now have a portfolio of clients and I love what I do from a hobby to an honest paying job. I can't thank you enough. Your friend, your fan from London, Farhan." Now, this isn't that hard. It's just the fact you have to watch it. You know, spend an hour of your time and pick up a skill that's gonna really last a lifetime. Here's another viewer. "Thank you for existing. Thanks to you, I learned WordPress and started my own business. Ho, works fine. It's probably a typo. Keep doing this, Andres Rifo." So these people actually spent the time to watch one of my videos and then they picked up a skill that's gonna last them a lifetime. And we're gonna be using a very popular platform called WordPress. You know, companies like eBay use it, Mitsubishi uses it, Beyonce uses it, MTV uses it. It is the most popular platform. In fact, it powers more than 1/3 of the internet, making it the most popular platform for making websites. So do yourself a favor. If you want to learn how to create websites either for yourself or for your family or for your business, maybe your boss might even ask you to build a website for him. You never know what's going to happen. But watch this tutorial today and you're going to walk away knowing how to create beautiful and professional WordPress websites. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead now and get started with this amazing tutorial.
Okay, let's get this tutorial started. So the first thing we're going to do is get our domain and hosting. So for example, yourwebsite.com, and basically this is where your website lives and breathes. So you want to make sure you have good hosting, and SiteGround came up as #1 as the most fastest hosting against HostGator and also 8 other competitors. So I recommend SiteGround, and you also get 60% off through my link. Now, if you already have your hosting, you can keep your own. Next, we're going to install WordPress. And again, WordPress powers 1/3 of the internet. It is the most popular platform for web design out there. After that, we are going to install our WordPress theme. And after that, we are going to go ahead and create our amazing WordPress website step by step. Now, there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to a page that looks just like this right here. And this is siteground.com. So this is the hosting I recommend. Now, you can also get to this website by going to darrelwilson.com/siteground. And if you click on enter, it'll take you to this page right here. You can click on sign up. You will see the discount regardless. Now let's go ahead and choose some plans. So we have 3 plans, but I'm only going to recommend 1. And I've been doing this for 3 years and everyone does the same thing. Most people choose the Grow Big because with the Grow Big option, you can host unlimited websites rather than just a single website. So that is a pretty big difference. And most people usually switch to the Grow Big because they might make one website and they want to make more. So next, let's click on order. All right, so this is basically your new website. So, your website, or I don't know what you want to make, the coolbusiness.com or whatever business you want to make, whatever domain, you're going to go ahead and enter it right here. So I'm going to enter, I used to love Star Wars. I'm going to be honest, Star Wars 8 just killed it for me. I can't believe that was a Star Wars movie. Like, I felt like I was watching, like, I don't know, a kid movie or something. Now, also, if you want to change your domain to something else, like .net, .com, .biz, .info, you can do that right there as well when you register your domain. So let's go click on proceed. All right, so this is the final step. Now right here, you're gonna go ahead and enter in your account information, your password. You're gonna enter in all your good information right here. Right here, we have client information, so your name, your street, everything, and then your payment information right here, and then also your social security number. I am just kidding. Don't ever give everyone your social. That's a joke, okay? So next we have hosting. So I recommend 12 months because again, there's always a 30-day money back guarantee. And for 12 months, you actually receive a discount on your hosting. So next we have the domain registration, the domain privacy. Everyone get this, please leave this checked because if you don't check this box, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get all these guys that are gonna spam you with they're gonna pretend to be hosting companies. They're gonna try to sell you stuff. It's super annoying. So domain privacy protection will drastically reduce the amount of spam you get. SiteGround Site Scanner, I do recommend that as well. In fact, my website was infected by malicious content, and on the next page, you're actually going to see that because this service actually told me someone's injecting something into your website. So I recommend SiteGround Site Scanner. And then right here, you can click on Terms of Service, and you're gonna read through that. All right, that is enough, right? You guys read that? And then right here, same thing, private policy. All right, you guys can go through that. I don't think anyone reads that stuff, you know, but they got to put it there. So once you're done with that, click on Pay Now. Now I know $119 does sound like a lot, but that's all you're gonna pay, you know. And again, you're not gonna pay me anything. You're not gonna pay for any other service. You can do this just with your hosting. And guys, use SiteGround because half the people that come to me from other hosting companies spend like 3 times more because they go around looking for really cheap companies, and then they come back to me, they're like, man, I should have just chose a legitimate, stable one that's really easy to use. So once you are done with signing up with SiteGround, you're gonna go to your login area. So right here, I'm gonna go to sign in. And I personally use this service. I have a VPS and I have 2 other hostings on this because they're really good and really, really fast. The speed of it is what I want. So once you get to this, you'll be brought to this page right here. And also, congratulations, you now have your domain and hosting. Good job. So this is your portal basically. And here you can check your billing. You can check your support and also your accounts. If you have a question, you can call them. And again, SiteGround has 24-hour customer service. You can call them any time of the day. So you're gonna see your hosting plan right here. Now I have 3 because I have a lot of websites and I use different hostings for each of them, but you are only gonna have 1. So right here, you're gonna go to Manage Account. So your hosting, you're gonna see it right there and go to Manage Account. And then right here, you're gonna go to cPanel. So right here are my websites, but your website will appear here a little bit later because you don't have WordPress installed yet. So right here, go to cPanel. See, look at this, malware detected on my website, Bodenza. See, I'm lucky I have that because now I know I need to look into it, maybe just run a little a scanner on it and take care of it. It's probably something really, really small. Let's hope so. Right here, I'm gonna go to WordPress. We're just gonna simply install WordPress onto our domain. Scrolling down here, click on Install Now. So right here, you're gonna go ahead and find your domain. So where is your domain? Well, you're only gonna have 1. So I have tons of them. And the one I'm gonna use is called the elementortutorial.com. There's that one. Let's take a look at where it is. Let's go to the bottom first. Let's work our way up. Oh, there it is way at the bottom, the elementortutorial.com. All right, right here in the directory, please do not put anything there because if you put something there, it's going to install your domain dash whatever, and that's not what you want. So don't put anything there. Right here, site name, you can always change this later in the theme customizer, so don't worry about it. You can always change this, but you can put the best website. All right, and then description, I'm a newbie. Admin username, so right here I'm gonna put, I'll put Paddywhack, which is my dog. And then right here, I'll put Paddywhack again. I'll put Paddywhack 99. So right here, go ahead and put your personal email. So this is my personal email. Please don't set my, spam me with questions and stuff, Here, select language. You're gonna go ahead and select your language. And, there still is the debate. If anyone wants to leave a comment about it, I think it's Mandarin, but everyone says it's Chinese. I don't know. It's like, everyone says, do you speak Chinese? It's like, no, I speak Mandarin. But there was a viewer that says this is the correct way, but yeah, you're gonna go ahead and select your language right there. I speak English, so I'm gonna go ahead and select English. And then here, I'm going to click on Install. So we are installing WordPress onto our domain. It says like 4 minutes, but it takes about like literally 20 seconds. And it's done, that's it. So here, I'm gonna click on WP Admin. And voila, this is WordPress. If you ever hear someone talk about WordPress or say like, oh, are you familiar with WordPress? This is it right here. And it's very user-friendly, it's very simple. Now, your website is live on the internet right now. So right here, if I go up here and click on Visit Websites, this is our website. So anyone can actually see it and look at it right now. Now, of course, this is demo content. It's using a default theme that's really bad. Some people out there use it, but no, I only use the best. I do a lot of research and I know the best. Now, guys, congratulations. This is progress. This is good. We're working here. Now, before we start designing the website, I want to change some settings and I want to make some pages so that you can walk away knowing all about the settings and everything else. So first, let's go ahead and change our permalinks, and I'm going to talk about that, what they are, in just a second. So here, settings and permalinks. So right here, I want you to take this and put it to post name. Now, this is very easy to understand. When you go to your website, like, yourwebsite.com-about us, right? Not 20808, this is like robot language. We don't want that. We want to keep it very simple, and this is also very good for SEO. So right here, save changes. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is go to users and go to your profile. And this is where you can kind of decorate stuff and get a little customizable. So you can change the color here. I'm going to do midnight. Midnight's always good. And right here is where you can change your email, and you can also change your password as well. So if you ever want to change your password in the future, change your email, this is where you're going to do it. So right here, generate password, and then you click on update profile. Now, I don't want to, so I'm going to click on cancel, and that's about it. Now, I've shown you most of the settings right here, or most of like the important settings, I should say. We're going to cover most of these in just a second. One thing I want you to do right now is install our theme, and I'm going to talk about what themes are. So WordPress basically installs themes onto your website. So basically every single theme is different in a manner. So you can see that every site kind of looks a little bit different. But the one that we're going to use is called OceanWp. This one right here. It's under the popular tab right here. And all you need to do right here is click on install. Now, when you install these themes, it's not going to look like these pictures. It's going to look really ugly. And that's because you have to sort of design it. You have to, make it look like that. Now, right here, we get this notice. It's saying this theme recommends the following plugins: Elementor and Ocean Extra. Right here, click on begin installing plugins. Now, what are plugins? I'm going to talk all about that in a second. But right now, plugins are like apps for your iPhone. There's an app for everything, right? You have an app for iTunes. You have an app for the bank. You have an app for basically everything. That is basically what a plugin is. It's added features to your website. So right here, I'm click on install. Go to return to dashboard. Now, let's go ahead and see those plugins. So right here, install the plugins. We're going to go ahead and scroll down right here. And you can see that Elementor is activated and Ocean Extra is also activated. Now, I want to change this background color really quick. This is a really ugly background color. So your profiles, midnight. And click on update profile. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is create some pages. So we have our home page, about us, contact, right? All that stuff. So right here, click on add new. And now we're going to go ahead and create some pages. So here, home page, publish. And then right here again, about us. Just like a website, have the pages, that's exactly what we're doing here. And then right here, I'll do contact. All right, so we've made our pages. Now we need to actually assign it to a menu. So we need to make a menu for that. So right here, we're gonna go to appearance and go to menus. And give your menu a name. I just always do menu 1. It's just the easiest. So menu 1. Right here under pages, I want to click on view all, or you can click on most recent and just add those pages and click on add to menu. And you can always reassign these, you can put them right there. You can, because when you go to your website, it's going to basically look like the way you assign it. And if you ever want to create a drop-down menu, you can just take it and put it under it. And that's a drop-down menu. So I'll explain what that is in a bit. But right here under main, I'm going to click on main and go to save menu. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our website really quickly. So right here, we have the home and we have the contact. And see how about us is a drop down right there? And if I go to those pages, there's nothing on it because we haven't really designed anything. Now let's go ahead and go to the theme customizer, which we can kind of fix all of our menu. And then we're going to start designing stuff. We're going to add pictures and all that really cool stuff. And it's really, really simple with a drag and drop builder. So here I'm going to go to customize. Okay, so this is the theme customizer. And on this section right here is where we're going to do all of our settings for our menu and everything else. So right here are a lot of options. So site identity, we have, our site title and how are you? Again, the theme customizer controls the theme. It doesn't really control the page itself. It controls the menu, it controls the header options, and also the footer, the bottom. So the actual designing, we're going to use a plugin called Elementor. Now, a few things we have to do before we start designing our website. Here under homepage settings. So what is this and what does this mean, a static page? So when someone comes to your website, what page do you want them to land on first? Well, I want them to go to our homepage, right? You don't want them to go enter your website and then go to your contact us page or your about us page. That wouldn't make much sense. So I want them to go to our homepage. Over here, we have our other options like general options, top bar. Now I want to go ahead and change some things and then we'll talk more about these a little bit later. But for right now, I want to go to header and go to general. Now this is our actual menu. So here we have like a top menu. You can kind of change how your menu looks right here. So you see how it looks a little different. We can do it to medium. You can do it to center. And you can also change the color of this as well. You can make this full width. See how it's full width now. And again, right here, you can always change like the background color to it. So all these options right here are for your menu. So if you ever want to make changes to your menu, such as font or padding, for those of you who don't know what padding is, it's basically space. So you see how I'm making more padding? It's just creating more space. That's what padding is. But I would leave it at default. You know, once you get into padding, you can kind of mess up the way the menu looks. So I like the way this looks. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll do minimal. Minimal's good. I like it basic. Click on publish. Now let's go back. And really quickly right here, we have a header media. This I wouldn't recommend to use because it doesn't really look good. We have a logo, and don't worry about you don't have a logo. We are going to show you where to get a logo a little bit later. And then our menu right here. So here you can kind of change where the menu is. You can change the style of it. You can change the link color. You have a lot of customizable options. You know, what color you want it, you know, when someone hovers over it. So right now it's a blue color, but you can change that to purple. And now you see when I hover over it, it's purple. So this section right here all controls the menu and styling options as well. And it's pretty self-explanatory, you know, like link, background color, all that stuff. It's very simple to understand. Here I'm gonna keep going back and go to social menu. Now right here I'm gonna enable the social menu, and then I'm going to maybe say, you know what, I wanna add some social icons. Maybe you have like a Facebook page or something else. So here you're gonna enter in the URL of your social accounts or whatever you are, and then they're going to appear right next to your menu. And then again, you can always change like the font size. You can make them appear in a new window, but I'll go ahead and just I'll leave them as 20 or something. Click on publish. Here I'm gonna go to mobile menu. I think mobile menu is good. And then our header media. So this section right here is pretty much all done. Another thing we want to do is disable this top bar. So we have this other top bar right here, and we don't really need to have it. So you can decide if it's up to you to have it or not. Maybe you can add something there like a phone number or something. So right here, I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't want the top bar enabled. I really don't want it enabled. And I'll click on publish. Now you might have noticed right here, the icons have appeared. So it did take a little time, but usually when you refresh the page or publish, usually it shows up. So that is basically a quick rundown of the header. You can add your own various social icons. You can add your pages, all that stuff. Now, what makes OceanWp good is the fact that you can do all this. A lot of themes, you cannot add any of this stuff. So this theme right here, OceanWp, is very customizable. It's very user-friendly and has a lot of customizable options for you. So right here, I'm gonna click on X. So are you ready to make the website? Are you finally ready to do it? Let's go ahead and do that. Right here, I'm gonna click on Purge SG Cache. Now, when you get SiteGround, you get this Purge SG Cache, and this will actually purge all of the cache, and that will make your site much faster because over time, it absorbs information, it stores it, and it can slow your site down. So the Purge SG Cache is great, and it's just for us SiteGround users out there. So right here, I'm gonna click on Edit Page. Now we have this big button right here for Edit with Elementor. Now before we do that, we need to change some settings really quickly. So right here under Content Layout, I want this 100% full width. Basically, I'm saying I want the content to stretch all the way across the website. Sidebars, we can go ahead and leave that default, but I don't want any margins. Margin is space, so I don't want any space between those, between our menu. So here I'm gonna paste this really quick and just give you an example. And then right here, header, display the top bar. I want to disable that. but I want to enable the header. So this right here is our header right here. So I want to keep this displayed still. Now, the reason why there's options for this is because you can change this for every single page. Some people want, maybe you don't want a menu for a different page. Maybe you want to add a menu for a different page, you know, have a different menu or something. The great part about OceanWp is that it allows you to do this. Other themes do not allow you to do this. So while it might look a little confusing, it's very easy to understand once you actually kind of think about it. And lastly, once we set that, we want to go to our title. And for our title, I want to disable this because I don't want this here, the home. I don't want that there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and scroll up and click on update. Now we are ready to build our website. Now, I'm first going to show you all how to use the Elementor page builder. I'm not really gonna use any templates because that's going to spoil you and you're not really going to learn how to use this. But Elementor recently introduced a new feature called blocks. And I'm gonna give you another resource where you're gonna have over 500 different sections, pre-made sections to use. But first, let's just go ahead and keep it very simple. Let's just say we want to add a new section in. So right here, add a new section. And let's just create a landing page. You know, let's create a big, beautiful landing page. Now, there is also a link in the description to images. You can use these images. They are free to use. You can use them on any website you want. They are copyright free. So right here, I'm gonna click on this little edit section. Now, this section right here, I wanna make it really big. I want it to be like like the Apple website, a very big, beautiful website just like Apple. So over here under the height, I wanna go fit to screen. So now we have a full page right here. And right here under the content width, I want it full width. So this is just for landing pages. This is not gonna be for every single page, you know? So here under the style, you can add, you know, a gradient color. You can add whatever color you want. So here we have a black color. Or you can just have a classic color, or you can even add an image, or you can even add a background video. So you would simply just take a YouTube video and just simply copy and paste it right there. I'll do that in just a second, but let me just show you the classic. So this is just like classic. And again, you can, you know, well, there's actually no reason to position this, but you know, you can add in any content. So let's go ahead and add in content just to show you. So right here, I'm gonna click on these little 9 buttons and drag this header right there. So I don't want it right there. I want it centered. So let's click on the center, and then right here, I'll put welcome to your new website. And then under the style, I want to change this text color to maybe something like white. And typography, you can change the font and also the size. So here, I want to make it bigger. And then weight, you can give it more weight. It just basically makes it look a little bit more skinnier. See that? And then we can change the font right here as well. So different fonts, you can mess around with this. And also we have line height and all these other options. So transform, uppercase, lowercase. A lot of these are very self-explanatory. You know, if you use Microsoft Word, you know how to use these, you know. Underline, you can underline it, etc. And also right here, we're gonna go to content. And if you want to add a link, you can add a link right there, but we don't really want to do that because we're going to add more content. So here, I'm gonna click on this right here. And I'm gonna take this, we can actually, we can do a lot of different things. We can add a text editor, we can add a heading, but right here, I'm gonna take this and drag it right there. Now you see how there's that bar right there? That means I can drop it. And here you can go ahead and add in more content. So here under the style, I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't want it there, I want it centered. And I wanna change this color to white. That looks much better, right? And under the size right here, again, we can change the style as well. Now, we can also control like the letter spacing as well. Basically, like the space in between each specific one. You can add line height as well to this. Now, one thing I want to show you that will really help you all is the actual, the content, I'm sorry, the, how much it's spreading right here. So you see how it's spreading all the way across? Maybe we don't want to spread it all the way across. So over here under layout, click on layout. And right here, I'm gonna change this back to boxed. Now right here, it's saying, okay, how much content width do you want? So right here, I'm gonna say, you know what? I want it to be something like this right here. Something a little bit more centered, right? And then right here, I'm gonna take this right here, a button, and just drag it down right there. And I want it centered. And then here we can kind of change the color of it. So I wanna leave it that color. Now, we have our landing page, but this background is not gonna work for us, you know? So right here, I'm gonna click on this little icon. And under style, I wanna add a background to it. Now right here, we have gradient, of course. You can add gradient. So again, you can change like the first color and second color. So for example, let's get out those dark colors. You know, let's get a light color here, and maybe something like this. Oh, that's too much, or maybe that will work. And then of course right here you can change the location of it. You can change all of the settings. You can even make a split screen effect, something very similar to that right there. You know, if you want to go for that look, but I don't want to. You know, I don't think that looks good. But you can kind of mess with this and kind of have fun with the, you know, with this as well. There's a lot of customization that you can do with this, but I don't really want gradient. So I'm gonna go ahead and select an image. And again, there are images for you in the description of this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload those right now. So select files, and I'm gonna go ahead and select all these files right here and upload these to my library. So these files right here, we're going to use these for our tutorial. I'm going to talk about like where you can put your menu and just use some of those. Wow, that was really fast. And I want to select this one right here. I like this one. So right here, insert media. Now our text is a little hard to read, and you might come across this using page builders and stuff like that, because sometimes the image is not perfect. Not to worry, we can add a background overlay to this. So right here, background overlay, and we can kind of add just a little bit of color. So by adding just a little bit of color, we can kind of dim it and make it look something like that right there. So it looks beautiful. Now we can also add a video as well, I talked about. So some of you might like to have video backgrounds. So right here, video background, I'm gonna go ahead and paste this right there. And now we have a YouTube video that I basically copied and pasted that you can have as a video background. And you can simply go to youtube.com and just copy any link and just check it out. So for example, right here, I'll go to my YouTube channel. Let's see, I'll go to YouTube, or I'll just go to Darrel Wilson YouTube, and then we're gonna select one of my. We can select a video I have. I have tons of videos on tons of them. So you can just simply take this right here and copy that. And if you copy that, you can go back to your website and simply paste it right there. And I recommend going to like type in like 4K videos or something like that. Type in something like 4K clouds or something like this to give you an idea. So a lot of the 4K like nature or 4K waterfalls are great for web design. Now there are some additional resources that I'm going to give you right now. So another website you can go to is unsplash.com. Unsplash.com has the most beautiful images. It's basically the Instagram for web designers. And you're just going to I put in sky, just grab one, and you can add these to your background as well. There's tons of them, and also freepik.com is also a very good one. So here you can kind of get like graphics or whatever you want. And I'm going to talk more about what these are and how you can use them for Fiverr. We'll talk more about that when we talk about our logo. So let's go ahead and go back over here. I don't want to get off or go off topic too much, but I want to add just a classic background like this. I think this looks really good, really clean. Maybe I should add a divider for it. So right here, maybe we can add a divider to kind of give it some space. Right here, we'll change the color to something like white, and then we'll make it a little bit thicker. And then right here, we can reduce the width as well. Give it a little clean divider. Now, of course, this is not the best landing page. I would never use this font, but I'm just showing you exactly how it works. And, basically that is it. We have our landing page. And this was pretty simple, guys. So, I mean, we basically made a landing page in like 5-10 minutes, which is really simple. So let's keep going. So right here, I'm gonna click on add a new section and select these three right here. And guys, it's very simple. So let's say I want an icon box. Just take an icon box, drag it. Maybe I want an image box. Just drag it right there. And then maybe I want one more. I can add in something like, we'll add another image box. Now, another way we can do this is by simply saying, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and close these right here and just, close these as well. So right, that's how you close it. And we can actually just duplicate this. So I didn't really have to even do that. I can just duplicate it and just make it 3. In fact, we can duplicate this whole entire row right here by clicking on this little duplicate button. So it saves a lot of work. It's very, web design is just incredible today. So right here, I'm gonna click on this and say, you know what, I wanna choose an image. And, you can basically put any icon you want. You can, put an image of this guy. You can even use this as a profile. So right here, you can say like, this is John. And then you can talk about him right here, and then You can add in like a link to his website. Now, this module is not for this purpose, but it's all about being creative. You know, you can add in anything you want right there. So here I'm gonna click on delete and say, you know what, maybe I don't want it. I'll just, you know, I'll put in something like this right here. And then you can go ahead and talk about whatever you want to talk about. The image size as well, you can change the image size right here. You can kind of mess around with it, tinker around with it as well. You can make it really, really small or thumbnail, or you can do custom, or you can make it even bigger as well. So going over here, style, we have the image spacing, we have the image size as well, and the opacity. So we can even make it, you know, smaller. So right here is like margin and padding. Now I'm gonna explain what margin and padding is just once because you might never use it, but it's simple. So right here, click on this little icon. Margin is basically when do you want this to start? So if you say 50 pixels, it's gonna push this 50 pixels. So if I put 200 pixels, it's gonna push it down even more. You see that? And we can also do that for the right side. And we can also do that for the bottom or left side, wherever you wanna go ahead and put it. So you see how now I put it 100 pixels, how it's pushing this down. It's basically saying I want space right here. Okay, so that's basically what margin is. Padding is space. So margin is where it starts from, and padding is actual space. They might look the same, but they're actually a little bit different. So padding is just saying the space, like so nothing can be here. Margin is saying stuff can be here, and I want it to start from here. So that's the difference between margin and padding. Okay, so if you ever come across that, that's what it is. And of course, entrance animations, you can make these like fade in, fade up. And every single module that we talk about today has these same options. So you don't have to really, you know, once you learn the module for all of them, you learn for all of them. And you can kind of, you know, think about stuff to do, like, you know, you can make it slide in, slide down, and you can kind of make these like work with it, you know. So here you can even do like a entrance animation and then maybe, you know, bounce in. So everyone will have a different animation as well. So that's basically this section right here. So here I'm gonna click on X. Now I'm gonna show you something really quickly, but I don't want you to start using these just yet. Okay, so right here, add a section, or I'm sorry, we're gonna add a template, and I'm gonna introduce you all to blocks. So these right here are templates, and you can simply upload these at any time and use them. But I don't want to use these yet because I want you to get more familiar with the page builder before you try to learn how to use these and some of their designs. So right here under blocks, we have these right here. And these are great because these are all pre-made. There is a pro version, which you can actually purchase. Their link in the description. But before you do that, don't do it just yet. I'm still going to show you another service that you might be interested in. So these are like just things you can, you know, pick with or mess around with. So let's just go ahead and pick one. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these right here. I'll grab this one right here. I'll insert this. And these are all designed by Elementor. So right here, you can simply just go ahead and just change this to something else you want. So marketing, and of course the options are all the same. So you can put icon position wherever you want, etc. The view, stacked or frame. So it adds a little circle, and then pencil. You can say, you know what, I want it to be PayPal. Maybe this is going to be PayPal, and so on and so forth. And then the styling right here, you can choose spacing. You can make it bigger. You can add padding, which we talked about. Remember, padding is space, okay? So that's what padding is right there. Or you can even rotate it. You know, see how it's rotating right there? And then right here we have border radius, which is basically adding a border to it as well. So you see how the more border radius you add, the more square it gets. So I'm at 10, and then it's kind of like a square. And then again, right here, entrance animation. Now, my personal advice is don't use too much animation, okay? It can get really old really fast. For now, I'm going to go ahead and click on add a new section and go to 3. And I'm just going to, you know, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm just going to add in an icon box right here. Icon box, and I'm just going to duplicate it 2 more times and click on X right here. All right, so let's say I made this section, but I want a heading for it. So over here, I'm going to go to add a new section, 1, click on a heading. Make this centered and put like our services, right? And for the style, I might want to make this a little bit bigger. So typography, we can make this just a little bigger. Now, if I'm going too fast, don't worry about it. Remember, you can always pause the video and go along with me, but I'm just giving you an example. So this would be like our services. And by now, you know how to change the color by going to the style, text color, and maybe black, something like that right there. Okay, so that is basically like our services again. And right here, we click on add a new section. And, you know, you can basically add in whatever you want, maybe 3 or something, maybe add another 3. And just find a module that works for you. So we can add an icon box, a gallery, a counter. So for example, we can add a counter right here, which basically, whoops, I missed it. Which is basically a number. And right here, it's basically very self-explanatory of what it does. So, you know, ending number, you want it to end on 105. You can change all the settings right here. You can add a separator by a space or a dot. Right here under the style, you can change the text color. And the title, same thing. Right here, you can change the color as well. And maybe even add like whatever you want, weight transformation, line height, line spacing. See how the spacing gets bigger and then smaller? And then the advanced, same thing. You can add entrance animation. You can even add background. But, you know, I would never use a background to this because that's really ugly. You know, you can always, there are some cases where you might want to add a background for a specific one like that. But you might want to add it to the entire row. So again, remember, to add it to the entire row, you're going to select this one right here and then go to Style. And this is going to apply for everything. So if I go to Classic and go to Color, now we're doing the entire row. So again, remember, this section right here controls the entire row, and this one controls each specific module right there. Okay? So here I'm going to go do X. Now, that's a quick rundown of the page builder. And let's go ahead and just add in a little bit more content, and then we're going to work on our footer. And our footer, we have to go to the theme customizer, and I'm also going to teach you all about plugins. So here, add a template, and let's simply go ahead and go through all these right here. All right, I'm going to add something like this right here. Now, the reason why they left it all black and white is because it's really up to you to kind of decide what you want as a background. So right here under Edit section, we can go to Style. And under the background type, remember I showed you how to add a video, a gradient, whatever you want. You can add in right there. So they basically left it open for you so you can kind of add whatever you want. So here under Image, we can select something like this right here. And then maybe it's saying, you know what, that's a little too bright. I want to add an overlay to it. So I'm going to add a quick little overlay to it. And then something like that. And then maybe, or we can even change that to blue or something. That would work too. But right here, you click on this, change it to something like white. Right? And then same thing right here. Style, color, white. So you can use these blocks to make a website, you know, from scratch. You don't have to be a good designer. You don't have to do any of that because Elementor provides you all with amazing blocks and templates. And I'm going to give you a resource with 500 amazing templates that are a little bit better than Elementor's in just a bit. So right here, I'm going to add one more to it. I'm going to say, you know what? I want to finish this off with something like a call to action on the bottom or something. Now, there's so many of these. You guys can go through these and just take a look at yourself and just see there's a lot. But I'm going to say, you know what? So right here, under the category, I'm going to say call to action. That's a much easier way. So here, I'm going to insert this one. And there you go. And here, we can change this to any text you want. Again, in the style, you can change this to a specific color. Here, you can change this to, you know, small, medium, large. You can align it to the right, the center, etc. Under the style right here, you can change the typography. You can add a text shadow to it. So maybe you want to like make it like blurry, or you want to like make it like horizontal, etc. You can add that as well to the header styling as well. So here, you know, of course, you can change this to anything you think of, etc. So there's a lot of options that you can actually add to a lot of these that'll just really enhance the design and everything of it. So, you know, once you kind of learn how to use the page builder, everything's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory as well. So this right here is not working too properly. Oh, there it is. That's why. It was using another text. I was like, where is it? It's adding a text shadow to it. So I was kind of like, where is it going? You know, so it basically adds a text shadow. So basically what it's doing is it's kind of like, you know, it's a look, it's a design. So you can kind of see what they're trying to accomplish here. Like this would be something for like the gym, you know, like never give up, and you can add a text shadow to it, and maybe just be customizable with it and stuff like that. This would work pretty well. So we've done this section right here. We added a call to action. Now this doesn't look the best, but I'm giving you the tools to basically create everything. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and create a footer section, which is pretty important. So right here, let's just say we're done with this. You're gonna click on update at the bottom, and then right here under settings, right here, I'm sorry, on the top, I'm gonna go to exit to dashboard. And we can view our website right now. So right here, I'm gonna click on view on page, and there you go. Everything is saved, everything is live on the internet, so everyone can see how our website looks. Now, one more thing before we go on to the footer, I wanna mention mobile optimization. Mobile optimization is the most important part. So I'm gonna click on Purge SG Cache, and then click on Edit with Elementor one more time. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how to optimize your website for mobile devices, which is extremely important because Google had a new algorithm, and if your site is not optimized for mobile, they will derank you. So right here, see how it says responsive mode? Click on tablet. So this is how your website looks like on a tablet. Does it look good? Does everything look fine? Do you want to change anything? If you want to change anything, now's the time. So here, you're gonna click on it and then make any changes you want. Now, when you make a change to this, this is only applying to the tablet. So for example, I'm gonna say, I wanna make this just a little bit smaller for the tablet, for our tablet users. Typography, and then change this to something like, make it a little bit smaller. And then click on update. All right, now again, responsive mode, and click on mobile. So mobile optimization usually is required. So usually when you're designing your website, it's not gonna come out perfect. It might come out a little weird and strange. This looks pretty good, but there is some things that we can change here. Our services, that's a little bit too big for the phone. I think we can make this a little bit smaller. So style, typography, and then let's just reduce the size for our phone users and click on update. And these are all for the mobile, and it's a great preview of it. I mean, it looks like an iPhone right here. So all you need to do is just, change that and you're all set and ready to go. So now your site is fully mobile optimized. So you don't have to worry about that. One more quick thing right here, there is a little, it's too close to the top, right? That doesn't look that good. So if that ever happens to you, right here, there's a few ways you can do this. You can add padding to the section, or you can add padding to the margin. It's going to produce the same result. So right here under this blue section, I'm gonna click on that, go to advanced, and go to, click on this right here, because that always links it together. I hate that. Now remember we talked about margin, so just simply add in like some pixels, maybe like 200 pixels. Or actually, no, we're gonna add in, we're gonna click on this module right here, this text module, and go to advanced, because I don't wanna make a lot of space right there. That won't look good. So right here, under the margin, I'm gonna add maybe 50 pixels. 50 pixels, and there you go. And then again, that's how it looks like on a phone. Congratulations, you just learned how to optimize your website for mobile. And right here, same thing. Maybe you want to add in just a little bit of margin, a little bit of space between that button right there. So right here, I'm gonna go to advanced, and I want to have some bottom padding. So right here, I'm gonna say, I want some little bit more space, just a little bit more, just so it doesn't look so clumped for our mobile users. And now it looks perfect. All right. So congratulations, we learned how to optimize it for mobile. So here I'm gonna go to exit to dashboard. Now this next section is very important, so please don't skip it. Please keep watching. In fact, watch this all the way to the end, because I'm gonna talk about a template service that will drastically help you with your website, along with the Elementor Pro version as well, and what it can do for your website. So right here, visit site, and now we're gonna go back to our theme customizer. Remember the theme customizer? Remember how we're using that before? So right here, I'm gonna go to customize. Okay, so it is going. All right, so I'm gonna scroll down right here. Now I want to go to widgets right here, and we have 4 widgets, and this is for the theme. So right here, footer 1, add a widget. I want to add maybe an about me widget, about us, So right here we can add in like about me, let's see, it's right here, about me or about our company, about me, whatever you want to put. And then right here you can upload an image, maybe select the girl or whoever is for your company, or even my website, bedenza.com. That might be too big though. That might be just a little too big. Now, if it doesn't change right away, don't worry about it. If you kind of like mess around with it, or you add a text, there you go. Yeah, text, it appears sometimes. I don't know why. WordPress is the best, but it's also kind of like glitchy sometimes. but it's really not a big deal. You would just press like a little button and everything's fixed. So here you enter in your social icons and there they go. So I'll click on publish. Now go back over here and footer area 2. Maybe you want to add in a new another one right here. So right here you have a Facebook like box. Now I'm going to talk about plugins in just a bit. Maybe there's ones for like Instagram or something you want to use, but this actually I believe it's a plugin that offers all these. It gives you all of these, but you can get all these for free anyways, but I'll talk more about that in just a bit. So right here I'm going to click on Facebook like box and I want to go to my Facebook fan page. And if you guys are watching this, go ahead and like my page, you know. Go ahead and copy this. Oops. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste it right here and go to follow me. And there you go. So there are my friends, and right here you can have the option to show a face. You can show the stream. You can change this, the color scheme to light or dark, etc. Here we'll click on publish. Go back over here, footer area 3. So we have 3 sections right here, or 4 sections. Maybe right here I want to add in something like, you know, you can add in social icons, you know, more if you want. Font size, I would do the recommended. And then down here you can kind of add these in right here. This is, of course, if you want to add social icons to the bottom. You can maybe add in some text or something to kind of, you know, make it look better, but that's just an example. You know, follow us here. And lastly, let's do one more. You know, we can add in one more right here. We'll add in something really simple. You can add a Twitter feed as well. You just enter in your Twitter information. And I'll enter in pages. So these are basically all of our pages. Our pages, and there's our about us, our contact, home, etc. Okay, so that is basically how we made our footer. And again, this goes on every single page. So no matter where you go, it's going to follow you. So that's the great part. It's going to show on every page. You don't have to worry about it. There are some advanced methods to create custom headers and footers, but we're not going to do that right now. So here, I actually want you all just to kind of watch me, watch what I do. You don't have to follow me here. This is just added practice. If you guys don't want to see this section, you guys can skip. I'm just going to basically create a really quick page, and I'm just going to go ahead and just show you all like basically how this works. So right here, let's just say this is like the About Us section. And then right here, I'm going to say, or my advanced, I'm going to add some margin to the top and to the bottom. Maybe I want to add in a background image right here. So right here, I'm going to say, you know what, I want this kind of full width. Let's go ahead and stretch this section. And then right here, I'm going to say, you know what, I want to add in a background image right here. I'll simply add in this blue color right here. And then maybe change this section to something like, change this something to like white. Or I'm sorry, the text right here to something like white. And just make it just a little bit bigger because it's kind of small. So you can put the About Us right there, and then right here, add a new section. Or even, you know, we'll go ahead and just simply add in a template right here. I'll add in some icons. Here, I'll just put in something like, I'll put in this right here because I might use this for later. Now, I'm not going to use that next, but I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm going to do. So we have customer views, but I don't want to add that right there. So right here, I'm adding another quick templates. Maybe I want this for later. This will be at my bottom part. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in one more. We'll add another templates. And then this will be like our we need images, you know. A good tip of advice is always add images and then content. Images, then content. You know, mix them up, because if you just have content everywhere, it's going to be really boring and really ugly. So let's go ahead and add in something really quickly. I'll add in this right here. Okay, and then maybe right here in the background here, we're going to go ahead and add in an image. So classic image, and then here I'll add in this right here. And I'll add in an overlay because it's just not looking that good, right? We want to add in just a little bit of overlay. There we go. And right here, we'll change this to black. Or even white, white would work, you know, but we'll change this to black. This text right here, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. I don't want it. And then I'm just going to take this and just drag it up right here. Maybe we should change that background color right here. This one's not working good. That doesn't look good, you know? We're going to add it to, we'll add in like a black or something. There we go. So right here, and then right here, this is good. And then right here, you might want to add in an image again. Remember, keep it like this. Text, image, text, image, text, image. If you look at most of the designers, that's all they do is add text, image, because it works. You know, you don't want to have a bunch of empty content everywhere. So this section right here, I'm going to drag it up. And then we have this section right here, and we can either drag this back into the image, which we should. Oh, that's a little weird. All right, we'll close it. We'll add that one more time. This right here will work. Perfect. And take this and simply drag it in between, and there you go. So now right now we have a fully functional About Us page. Of course, it's not the best looking one, but you know, it works great. Now let's just give you a quick example of that. Now, one more thing I want to show you before we go on to the next section is I want to show you how to do grid images. Grid images are pretty popular, and I just want to show you just because I don't want to leave it out of this tutorial. So again, it's a beautiful page already. You know, it's beautiful. Our header title isn't that great. That's really ugly, actually. I'd probably not use that. But lastly, let me just show you one more thing, and then we'll move on to the next section about plugins. I want to talk about grid images. So what I mean by grid images is right here, add a new section, and I'll add in 3 sections right here. And right here, I'm gonna add in an image. Another one, we'll just do this. We'll duplicate it. You know, I'm lazy. You know, I like to do everything the quick way. Now right here, I'm gonna select this, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on this one right here. Now these images are also for you in the description below, so you can check this out. Now, if you ever want to create a grid style image, which maybe your client wants, or maybe you've seen on the internet that looks really good. So right here, we have these 3 images. Now, I don't want any space in between this. You know, I just want to have the images there, right? So over here, we can go ahead and click on column right here and do no gap. And then we can actually do full width and trust this section. So there you go. So now we have these 3 images like that. And then we can take this, maybe put it right there. And then maybe even delete this or something. I'm just giving you an example of how you can create grid images. You know, you can add, and then right here, you can even duplicate the row. You know, you can have like more images if you want. So I just wanted to basically create a quick page just to show you all how fast and easy it is. We created an About Us page in literally a few minutes, all right? So let's go back to the tutorial really quickly. So right here under plugins, go to add new. Now we're gonna talk about plugins. So what are plugins? Plugins are basically apps for your website. So for example, right here, click on popular. This is a contact form. This is Yoast. In fact, I highly recommend installing this. I'll have a tutorial for you all in the description below of this video. I highly recommend to install this plugin. This basically allows your website to get searched and indexed by Google. So for example, right here, if I go to Google and type in Darrel Wilson, you see all this right here, all this content, all these pages right here, all this information. This was all done with the Yoast SEO plugin. So it basically displays your website on the search engines how you want. This is a WooCommerce. I have a whole WooCommerce tutorial. There's so many plugins, and these are all free. So none of these are all free plugins. And let's just say you're looking for something, like maybe you're looking for something with Instagram, right? Just type in Instagram, and you're gonna come across so many different plugins, and it's up to you to decide which one you want to use. So this one has 90,000, 600,000 active installs. These are good reviews. Maybe you're looking for something like YouTube. This right here, you can embed your YouTube stuff, your YouTube gallery. There's a bunch of different authors and developers that stand behind their products. So just go ahead and do your own research on what you want. There's so many plugins out there. I can't even think of all of them. You know, I mean, if you look at the bottom right here under popular, if you go to the bottom right there, it says 52,000 plugins. Like there's a plugin for everything. Like literally, if you have a problem, this one right here helps for security. This right here creates pricing tables and all these tables for a portfolio. This right here will actually copy your website so you can have a backup. This right here will show events like on your website. It creates a little section. Redirect manager, very good. That means if your site has broken links, it'll redirect it to a page with links. And again, there's a lot of plugins for Elementor. So if I type in Elementor right here, there are a lot of add-ons. So a pop-up box if you want to make people subscribe for a certain service, essential add-ons, etc. So I'm just basically showing you the keys, and you can kind of go to it from there. All right, so that is a quick rundown of plugins. So right here, this is how you create your pages. If someone comments on your stuff, this is where comments are going to show up. Your users. Now I'm going to talk about the Elementor, the options right here. So right here we have settings. So let's just go through some of these. These generally you might not need. A lot of these you can change in the actual page itself, but there is something called Role Manager. Now this is actually pretty cool. So let's say, for example, you have clients. You know, some of you might decide to have clients, and honestly, clients are a pain in the butt because what they do is they start messing around with the website and they mess things up and they come back to you like, hey, can you fix this? And you're like, dude, I just did this. Like, don't mess with it. So for example, you can assign your client as an editor and then say, you know what, no access. So that means they can look at the website, they can log in on the behind, but they can't make any changes to your website and ruin all of your work. As a designer, I know that if you're a designer or developer who have worked for clients, they're going to do that. And it happens to me all the time. Right here under tools, you can actually, regenerate your files, replace URLs. A lot of this stuff is not needed. This right here is, let's say you update Elementor to a version and it kind of messes up your site a little bit. You can always go back. You can always reinstall back to the old version. System info, none of you will probably need any of this stuff right here. This is for basically support tickets. So they might say you need to, if there's something that you need, you can check it out. Custom fonts, you can add custom fonts right here, but you need the Pro version as well. Now, before we talk about the Pro version, I'm going to talk about templates, and I'm going to give you an additional service, and then I'm going to talk about the Pro version last. So right here, I'm going to go to About Us. And let's just decorate this one page, and then we'll talk a little bit about maybe some Fiverr and other stuff. So right here, Edit Page. And I'm going to quickly just show you templates. You don't have to follow me here. You can kind of just watch and hang out and grab a beer and just chill, just chill. So here, under my header, disable, enable. And then for the menu, for the title, I'm going to disable that. And right here, edit with Elementor. Now right here, we can simply just add a template. And there are tons of templates that you can use. So right here, we can grab this one or this one, a study page. They have a lot of templates to help you out. So for example, this right here. And I'm going to quickly show you how to modify it just really quickly because I want to show you all the shape divider. That was one amazing feature Elementor introduced that I really want to show you before we talk about anything else. So I'm going to give this section right here a background color just to give you an example. Again, you don't have to follow me here. I'm just giving you an example. So right here, if I scroll down, we have shape divider. Now this is really cool. So right here, we can add certain shapes to it. See that? How we're adding all these really cool shapes? So what you can do is basically maybe choose one color, like choose like black, and then right here, we can also do the bottom right here. And maybe add zigzag or something, And then here you can change the width and also the height of it as well. You can also flip it and you can also invert it as well. And it's just a style, it's a really cool style. Maybe right here you can, keep doing, keep going black or something. So here maybe you can keep going black, and then you can also add a shape divider above that. Shape dividers are probably the coolest thing ever, but they are also the most dangerous thing because if you use this too much, it's going to make your site look really, it's going to be too much. As a designer myself, I know that this is a great feature, but adding too much of anything can really just destroy your site. It's like, it's too much, and people are going to say, you know what, I don't know what all that is. It's a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and click off, But I'm just giving you an example of how you can kind of decorate your site with the shape dividers because it's just amazing. I mean, this technology that went into this page builder was simply stunning and amazing. So that is a template, guys. We've basically made a template right here. We've added it all in. You can go ahead and just simply change anything you want. So how to make a website. You can put welcome to my business and simply, move it around. Right here, you can go ahead and maybe even delete this, and you can basically do whatever you want here. So if you can center this instead, and then right here you can center it instead. So it's just all about what you want to do for your websites. So that is basically templates. Now there is also a link in the description to this next website, and it is called Crocoblock. So we can go to darrelwilson.com/crocoblock. That's how you pronounce it, Crocoblock. Now this is a website that has tons of demos and it has tons of just amazing features for your website. I highly recommend to get the service because you get a lot of demos, but you actually get tons of pre-made sections. Now, I'm actually going to show you all these sections and I'm going to give you a quick example of this website and how it can drastically help your website. All right, so right here, I'm gonna go to my appearance. Now you don't have to follow me here. I'm just gonna give you a 2-minute, preview of what this service can do. Now I'm actually gonna install their theme called Cava. You can always switch through themes with Elementor. The great part about Elementor is that they don't use shortcodes, so you can always switch to different themes. If you guys are interested in which theme that I personally recommend, you guys go to my website. There's about 6 or 7, but OceanWp is a great one, Right here under my plugins wizard. Now, guys, today it's not really about working harder, it's really about working smarter. So these are all of the demos that you get, and these are great because this is gonna really speed up the process of making a website. Now imagine you have a client and your client wants a website that has to do with something like fitness. Well, you can say, okay, cool, I have a fitness template right here. I'm gonna go to Start Install, and then right here, I'm gonna go to Next. So this right here is basically saying what plugins it recommends and everything. And remember, each plugin has a different purpose. So one plugin might be for a special menu. One plugin might be for, a pop-up or something like that. But every plugin has its own style. Now, today, again, it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. So I highly recommend this service because I have clients, or I've had people I watch my videos that have literally watched my videos and started their own full business. Now, they're actually designing all their sites from scratch. This service, you can pick between like hundreds of sections. So right here it says append demo content or replace. I want to go ahead and replace it. Append means it's going to add it on top. Replace means it's going to erase everything and it's going to basically add everything from scratch. So right now it is basically importing our entire website for us. I don't have to do a thing, okay? Everything is just automated. I mean, today, there's so much services and technology out there to make your life a lot easier. And to build a website from scratch today is crazy because there's thousands of designers out there that constantly make stuff like this. And I mean, for like 30, 40 bucks, like that's what I spend at Starbucks with like 2 people, right? You can get a system that'll give you hundreds and also thousands of sections and layouts for your website. So it's almost done generating our full website for us. So again, just imagine your client asked you to build a whole gym website and you're thinking to yourself, I'm starting out, I'm not the best, maybe I need a little bit of help. That's where Crocoblock comes in. Again, there is a link in the description. There also might be a coupon code. I think they were going to give me a coupon code for a discount for my viewers. So make sure to use that coupon code if it is there. Again, these companies, we kind of give and take, sometimes they give me a code, sometimes they take it away, but I think this company will give me a code. So right here, click on View Your Sites, and voila, there you go. So we have a fully functional gym website in a matter of seconds, and it's just incredible of the technology that goes into this. Right here we have our About Us page. So you can see they've fully designed our About Us page for us. And the designers on this website, I can vouch for. In fact, I actually promote another theme they use called the Bright theme. And that to me was just like one of the best themes out there. Now, let me show you one more thing if you're not impressed by this to say, okay, that's cool. You got us templates. What else, But let me just quickly show you. So right here, I'm gonna go to Edit with Elementor. Now, I'm just gonna erase the entire website. I'm gonna say, this is cool, but it's just not working for me. I don't want it. All this stuff, you gotta go. You're done. You're fired. So imagine your client says that. You're saying, I don't like it. So right here, we have Magic Button. Now, this is available only with Crocoblock. Now, this is not my website. This is just someone I recommend because all of the services they provide. So here are all of the pages. So you can kind of go through all of these pages right here to find out what's good for your clients. And again, most of these are the ones that I showed you before. But let's just say, for example, you're looking for just a specific section. Like, I need an About Us page. Well, here you go. You got About Us pages right here. And all you need to do is simply click on any of these and click on Import. So right here, I'm gonna click on Insert, and it's going to import that entire layout for you. It does take maybe like a few seconds, maybe like 20, 30 seconds, and there you go. So now you have this page right here. It's beautiful. It has a lot of animation. And right here, we have more stuff. And there you go. It's a very clean layout. I mean, it's very modern. It looks great. And again, you can modify all of this. So right here, you can say, welcome to my web design business. How do you spell it? Design business. There we go. Okay, there we go. And, you know, here you can just like, you know, swap the image to somewhere else you want it. You know, you can take this and just drag and drop it. Whatever you want to do, you know. So I don't want you to walk away without this resource. You know, why would you start trying to make websites from scratch when you have a beautiful resource like this to just help you make anything you want? Again, right here, magic button. Let's say you want to add specific sections. Now, I showed you the sections with Elementor. Crocoblock adds a lot more. I mean, look at this. There is just too much information here that it's just incredible, you know? So just for example, you need a testimonial section right here. You have a beautiful testimonial section. And this is something for like people who are, you know, want to add, you know, like a cute style fashion website. And you as guys too, don't think that you're not going to use this because you're going to come across female clients that want, you know, a salon website. And here you can just add in like a background color or something else, you know, whatever you want to add, you can go ahead and add it right there. You can fully customize every single one of these sections. So I just want to go ahead and show you all those sections as well. And I want to introduce you all to Crocoblock. Again, the link is in the description below. I highly recommend it because the service, all the stuff they offer is just, it's incredible. You know, you're getting basically a machine that just pumps out templates for you, right? Now, one more thing I want to show you all is a great place to get a logo. So right here, I'm going to go to darrelwilson.com/Fiverr. Now, I personally use Fiverr because you're going to need a logo. And these guys are probably some of the best designers for logos. And they're really, really cheap. You know, it's like $5. So right here, logo. And if your client asks you for a logo, in fact, I'm going to show you logos I actually purchased. So right here, there's this guy right here. You can use the same designer. And right here, I basically said, I need the website on these. Now, these are some logos that he made for me. You know how much these cost me? These cost me $5. You know, so they're great. You know, the only thing that I forgot to add was just the domain name. Maybe it's probably I wasn't clear in the instructions. So that is basically a great place to get a logo. You can just type in logo right here and simply find someone that will do it for $5. Don't do these guys that are like $100. That's crazy. Right here, you can like do the price range, maybe even $10. And then there you go. All these people do logo for $5 right here, $5, $10. Okay. So that is basically where you can get a logo. And remember where you can enter it. You can go ahead and go back over here. I'm going to go back right over here and I'm going to go to customize. Now I'm going to show you where to put that logo. We talked about that, remember? All right. So I believe it is under header and then logo. And then right here, you're just going to simply take the logo and then just pop it in right there. I'm going to say, okay, I want to put it right there, crop the image. And there you go. We have our logo right there. So the amount of work you have to do is virtually not much. You know, in the beginning of this tutorial, I told you this was going to be really simple. I mean, is this simple? I mean, is this not the easiest? Anyone can build a website today, you know, and it's just the fact that you sitting down and learning how to use it. So I've basically showed you how to make a full website from scratch. You can have fun with, you know, Elementor. You can have fun with Crocoblock. You can go to Fiverr.com. And also there's free image resources for you in the description below. Okay, so in this section right here, I'm going to show you how to create a contact form where people can fill out their contact information and it'll go directly to your email. I'm also going to show you how to create a blog and also add in some really nice icons right here, such as a Facebook like box or even Google AdSense, so you can start generating money from your website. So let's go ahead and first decorate this contact page. So I'm going to go to Edit Page. Now, for those of you who don't know how to get to your pages, right here you can go to All Pages. In fact, you can even create a new page. So right here, I'll make a new one. So Add New, and I'll do the Contact page, and click on Publish. So now I'm just creating a contact page. Now I'm gonna scroll down, and just like we had before, I want to make these settings the same. So 100% full width, and I want to go to the header and disable that top bar, enable the header. And then for the title, I don't want it to show. That's it. So right here, I'm going to go to update. And then right here, edit with Elementor. Now, by now, you know how to use the page builder. You know, you're getting familiar with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a template, but I'm also going to show you how you can embed the contact form as well. So here, I'm going to do contact. And I'm going to select this one right here. All right, so this is the contact us page. Now, I want to sort of familiarize what these modules are. So basically, now that you've used or created the home and about us page, I kind of want you to understand what these are. So this right here is a text, a divider, a text, and basically this is a background image for this section. This right here is 3 icon boxes. So we have an icon box, an icon box, an icon box, and they basically just added in some space right here. Now below that, they actually added in a header text. So they added a header text and they aligned it. You see that? So they did the same thing for these 3 right here. And they added in some padding, and they also added in a border to 2 of these modules. It could have been this one, it could have been this one. Either way, it would have produced the same result. You know, for this one, they could have added the border right there. For this one, they could have added it on both sides, etc. This next section right here, this is the Google Maps widget right here. So over here, you can see the Google Maps. You can just insert it, and you can always change the address. You can change anything you want right here. So by clicking on it, you can just put in like Hollywood, California, or whatever address you want. You can change the height of it. You can change the zoom level, etc. So it's fully customized. You know, you can put your business right there and whatever else you want to put on there. Prevent scroll. That's actually a really good option, because if people scroll down, it's going to start scrolling the map, and it might actually it might get really annoying for people who are trying to navigate your website. This section right here, this is just a simple social icons widget right here. So icons right here, and then they just added a background color to it. So I'm kind of hoping you are understanding how this page builder works and like what widgets you can start to recognize when you look at pages. But really quickly right here, let's go ahead and update this page. Now, the Pro version has the contact form, but we can actually just get a free plugin that will make it so you don't have to get the Pro version if you don't want to. So right here under plugins, just go to add new. And then right here, you can go to popular. Now you can also do your own research by just typing in contact form. There are so many plugins for virtually everything. You know, right here, 1 million active installs, right here, 1 million active installs. There's this one called Darrel forms, etc. There's just tons of contact forms, but we're going to use the most popular one. Well, they're all popular. You know, Contact Form 7, WP Forms, and Ninja Forms are also really good. But I'm just going to go ahead and use Contact Form 7 because it's quick and simple. So here, click on Activate. Now, once you do that, you get on this left little icon right here. This little thing pops up. So right here, click on Contact Forms. Now, you see this shortcode right here? You need to copy and paste this, but maybe you want to edit it. Now, personally, I think their default is very good. But let's just say, for example, you want to add a little bit more. So right here, someone has to enter their name, their email, their subject, and the message. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this, and then we'll edit this in just a second. So let's go ahead and go back to our contact page. So right here, and I'm going to go to edit page. Oh, I forgot to update that. Let's do that one more time. Oh, you know what? That was actually a different page. I didn't forget. It was this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to go to click on View. So this is the page. So basically right now, I want to click on Edit with Elementor, and I want to add in a shortcode. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. It both produces the same result, so it really doesn't matter how you do it. Let's just say I want to put in a contact form above the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my text editor and simply just drop that right there. Now, I'm going to get rid of all of this. Now, right here under text, click on text, and then right here, just simply paste this right here. And there you go. You can't see it right now, but when I update it and then we preview the page, you're going to see a contact form now show up. Oh, it didn't show up right there. Maybe we have to actually click on, let me see here. We have to actually maybe exit the page. Oh, there it goes now. Okay. Yeah, I was just being a little weird. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the page and just show you all. Click on View Page now. And there you go. Now, it's a little bit too big right there. So maybe you want to go ahead and make in something like put it in a module, you know, to kind of force it in a little smaller area. So let me just give you an example of something. So I'm saying, yeah, that's too big. Maybe we can even put it inside this right here. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and close all this. But I want to add in, you know, the text editor. Now we can also use a shortcode. So typing in shortcode right here, I can just take that and paste it in there. And again, I can just paste that right there and apply. And then there you go, we have a contact form. And maybe right here you can add in a header. So for example, right here, you can maybe duplicate this and just drag this up here. You know, like, and then add like a contact us. Now, of course, this is not the best example, but I'm just showing you that this is, you know, how you can add a contact form. There's virtually, you know, any style you can add this in. There's tons of different styles, or you can use the Pro version if you decide to upgrade, but this will work just fine, okay? So I'm gonna click on update, but maybe you wanna add in a phone number or something, right? So let's go back over here to exit the dashboard, go to contact and contact forms. Now right here, I'm gonna click on edit. And then right here, I'm gonna click on, or I'm gonna type enter. And then right here, we have telephone number. So right here, I'm gonna say, you know what? I want telephone required. Now right here, it says label. I wanna start this again. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put in label right there. Put in a little space. And then type in telephone. We want them to let them know that this is for telephone, right? And then right here, we're gonna close it. Now, this right here is just for contact form 7. Other contact forms don't require you to do this, but just for this specific form, they do. But this basically will, you know, it does its job. Now, also for the additional settings, you can add some CSS, but for those of you who are new, you probably won't know what that is. The messages right here. So once someone does something with the form, you can let them know, you know, what it is right here. Like, oh, the form was sent, congrats. And then for mail, you're gonna put the email address that you want it sent to right there. Okay, and then they have a little template right here, and you can kind of mess around with this and, you know, have fun. So let's go ahead and go back over to our contact page. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this. So now we have your name required, your email required, subject, and then we have our new telephone right there. Okay, so you can kind of, you know, mess around with these settings with the contact form. You can style it however you want. You can kind of, you know, play around with it and see what works out for you. But that is basically how you can add a contact form to your website. So I also want to talk about linking. So when you build a website, you want to sort of guide your audience to basically make them go to the pages that you want them to go to. So I have this landing page right here, and if I click on this button, nothing happens because we don't have them linked to any other page. So right here, I have my contact page. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this URL. Go back over here, and I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. Now, I want people that actually visit this page to go directly to my contact page. Now, this is just an example. You can take them to your pricing page. You can take them to any page you want, a blog page, etc. So I have this button right here, and right here, I'm going to put paste, and then for my text, I'm going to put contact us, and then click on update. Okay, so now basically I'm saying I want people to go to my contact form and they click on this button. So let's go ahead and preview these changes. So right here, we have the contact us, and if I click on it, it will take them directly to our contact us page. So remember, when you're creating pages, you want to use the buttons to sort of direct your audience on where to go. That is what conversions are all about, to make sure that they are basically reaching the pages that you want them to reach. Okay, so that is a quick little tutorial about linking. So I've shown you how to make a contact form, but now let's talk about how to make a blog page. So let's go ahead and first create a blog page. Let's go ahead and make a page for our blog. So here under pages, I'm gonna go to add new. And I'm gonna type in blog. And I'm gonna click on publish. Okay, so we made a blog, but we want to basically make some posts, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Right here under posts, I'm gonna go to add new. And then talk about something, you know, like top 10 best things to do for summer. And then right here, we click on publish. And now we can also edit this with Elementor, or you can even use the default editor. You know, you can just type it whatever you want right there. But I recommend using Elementor. You know, it's a much better tool than the default editor. So here, I'm gonna say, all right, I wanna add a template and type in posts. And maybe add in this one right here. Now they also have posts for Crocoblock, I believe. So make sure to check that out. So this is our post right here. Now I'm gonna click on update. So when someone comes to your website, you know, they're going to see this right here, you know, and it's a beautiful blog post. You know, they did a great job with it. And right here, they can, you know, share it to any website they want. So right here, I'm going to go to exit to dashboard and view the post. All right, so there it is, top 10 things to do for summer. Now, if you want to disable this blog, remember how to do that. We're going to go to our settings on the blog page, and then we can do that just like we did before with those other pages, remember? So same thing. So now that I've shown you how to do that, let's go ahead and assign this to our blog, because right now the posts don't go anywhere besides the blog page, but we need to tell the theme where to actually put it. So right here, I'm going to go to menus, and I'm just going to assign the blog page. Okay, so now that they can go to our blog. All right, and one more thing, I want to go to customize. And this is a very important part. Just like, you know how we assigned the home page as a home page, we need to assign the blog page as our blog page. So don't forget to do this step or it's not going to work. So over here, we're going to go to homepage settings, post page, and select blog. And click on publish. All right. Now also one more thing before I exit out of the customizer, there are customizations that you can add to the blog page itself. You know, that's why OceanWp is a great resource, because it has a lot of customization. So over here under blog, under single posts, you can decorate this to whatever you want. You know, you can hide the featured image, you can hide the title, the meta. You know, you can put the featured image, you can change the layout right here. Also for the blog entries as well, you can change all of the styles, whatever you want right here. And again, by clicking on the little thing, it basically just disables that section. So that's basically what those eyes mean. If you close it, that means it's not going to show. But I didn't show you how to add a featured image to it. So let's go ahead and add a featured image. So here under the blog, right here, I'm gonna click on this, our blog post, and edit post. Now, importantly, blog posts need pictures. You know, that's everything. So scrolling down right here, set the featured image. I want to add in a featured image that someone's going to see when they click on our posts. So mine was talking about best places to go for summer, right? So I'm gonna put this image right here and then click on update. And now I'll view the post. Or actually I'll click on the blog section. So now you can see we have this image, and if someone clicks on it, it will take them to our blog page. Now remember, right here, you can choose to hide the featured image inside of the theme customizer. Remember how it said featured image and then there was an eye? So you can close that if you want. So when someone clicks on it, maybe you don't want to show this again. So you can go ahead and change that in the theme customizer as well. You can also change the font, you can change the color, whatever you want in the theme customizer. And then right here, it's recommending your other posts, and then people can comment right here, and you can respond to them by going right here, this little thing right here. So these are people who comment, and you can like approve, trash, or reply to them. So that's what this is for. You can also get to there by the comment section right there. Now, one last thing before we talk about the Pro version, I'm going to show you how you can start adding in widgets. So you might have heard widgets before, and widgets and plugins are virtually the same thing. So whenever you install a plugin, you'll basically see them appear on the widget section. So let me see if I can find one. So right here, I'll just do like social icons. Now we already have social icons, but I'm just showing you, I'm just giving you an example. I'm gonna go ahead and install this one. Okay, and then of course every plugin has their own thing. So they all have like their own little page or whatever they want to sell you or anything, but you can always use the free version. So over here under appearance, I'm gonna go to widgets. Now you see right here it has this right sidebar, you see that? I'm gonna go ahead and say I wanna get rid of all this stuff. We don't need all this stuff. What is all this junk? This is all junk right here. This is all junk. So maybe you want to add in your Instagram, or you can add in your Facebook like box. And then remember here how we added in darrelwilson.com. So it was under Facebook. And then I'm gonna go to my fan page right here. Make sure to add me in the Facebook groups. You guys will see me in there participating in Facebook groups. I'm gonna copy that. And right here, I'll just put like follow me. Just like we added in the widgets for the footer, this is the same exact thing. Social icons as well. Maybe there's that one plugin that we have. Let's see, yeah, see? No, ultimate social, there it is. The ultimate social media icon. So remember, whenever you install a plugin, they will have widgets for you as well. Now, I've never even used this plugin. I don't even know if it works or not, but I'm just gonna take the gamble and add it to the right sidebar. So right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and drag and drop it. I don't know if it works or not, so we're all gonna find out right now. And then right here, we have an Instagram one. You can add an Instagram, you can add about me, you can add all sorts of stuff. Just like you add the widgets for the footer, this is the same exact thing. So maybe you want a Twitter feed, a calendar. I'll just go ahead and put a calendar, you know, just our calendar. And once you learn how to use Google AdSense, in fact, I have a tutorial on that. So all you're gonna do is just grab a text widget, and then you're going to add your code on this right here. And that will basically enable you to start making money with Google AdSense. Now, I have a free tutorial on it in the description below. It doesn't cost anything to join Google AdSense. You can join it for free. So why not? You know, just get it done. You know, just learn more, you know, develop, learn more, get better. You know, there's no reason why you shouldn't learn this stuff. It's free. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to our post now. So let's go to our post. And then there you go. So we have our icon, we have our social icons, and those are beautiful. Those are really nice, actually. I should probably use that more. We have our calendar, and you can add all sorts of stuff right here. So the sky's the limit, you know, it really is. So we've created a contact form successfully. Oh, not this one, the other page. So I don't even know why I made two, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and change that right now. So over here under pages, if you ever want to delete a page, just click on trash. All right, and there you go. Now this contact page, I want to add this to my menu. So I hope you remember how to do this. Remember, appearance, menus, and this one is invalid because we deleted it. And then the contact page right there. And save menu. Okay, now see, this thing's giving us, that plugin's giving us all sort of weird notifications. They're just trying to like upsell you and stuff, you know, like stuff so weird. And right here, the contact page, and there you go. So we have a contact form, etc. Now, one plugin I do recommend that you install is the Yoast plugin. And again, I have a free tutorial on that as well. So over here under plugins, I've already added it in. So there is something called Yoast. And what Yoast does, it basically indexes your website for search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. You know, when you search for something on the internet, it basically displays your website on the search engine. This is exactly what Yoast does. It's free. I highly recommend it. It's a free plugin. It creates like it does all of like the technical SEO stuff. It makes it super easy. And I have a tutorial on that in the description below. You can see it has over 1 million active installs. So there are a ton of people using this plugin. So be sure to check that out, okay? So let's go ahead now and talk about the pro features. I think I've covered the contact section, the blog section, virtually everything that you will need to start a fundamentally awesome website. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some of these pro features. Okay, in this last section, we're gonna talk about Elementor Pro version. Now, while I was showing you this tutorial, you saw there are a lot of pro features that you get with Elementor. Now, Elementor alone is free. You do not have to get this. However, if you want to add a little bit more to your website, you can upgrade to the pro version where you get support, you get a lot of other pro elements, and you get a lot of other templates. So this right here is a template that I actually use with the Elementor Pro version. It's beautiful. The designs of Elementor are very, very good. So right here, I'm gonna click on update, and I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go back. Or actually, you know what I can do? I can just close all this, and I'm just going to basically show you some of the templates that you receive with Elementor Pro. Now, before we actually saw them, so right here where you see the Pro section, that is the templates where you get the Pro version. So these are all templates that you get. And again, right here under blocks, you get a lot of other blocks as well with the Elementor Pro as well. So you can kind of scroll down right here, and whatever one you want, you can see that the little Pro button right there. But you get more than that. You don't just get the, you know, the header and all that other stuff. You get tons of other stuff. So let's just say you want to add in some modules. Now they have Pro elements. So posts, like this is right here, is for blog. You can add slides. So if you want to add a slider, you can add a slider right here. And then you can kind of just edit it right here. You can change the color, the content, the style. So right here, you put like welcome to our website. And then of course, you can go ahead and go through these options of style, like, you know, content width, padding. Many of these are very similar. You guys are going to see that a lot of these modules are very similar. You can always make this full width. You can increase the height as well. There's a lot you can do with the elements of the Pro version. Right here, add a new section. Maybe you can add in something right here. I'll click on this right here because that'll take us back to our Pro elements. And this right here is like a menu. You can add like a specific menu anywhere. You can add in like a form. So right here you have a contact form. You know, you can kind of go through it again. You can kind of take a look at it and then, you know, put whatever you want, change whatever you want. You can even add in another item right there, maybe for like a phone number right here. See that? We have like a item 4. You can add something for like a phone number. And then, or we can label it as our phone number. Sorry. There we go. And, you know, you can, you know, mix and match them. You can just like drag and drop it to wherever you want. So there is a lot of elements that you get with the Pro version that you do not get with the just the basic free version. Like this right here is a box, and when someone hovers over it, it has that cool little animation. And right here, there are a lot of other elements like the animated headline. This is also a really cool one. So it basically creates that animation right there. So you see how it was like that little circle? You know, there's a lot of other, you know, styles that you can do, like animation, underline, double underline. So you see those animations, how it's doing that? Maybe that can be on your landing page. In fact, the underline is used mostly on the landing pages. So right here, we can add a new section. And I'm sure right now you guys get the idea, like a countdown, a share buttons. So right here, you can share it. And these Pro elements, there are some embedded on the templates. So it gives you a better idea of how to use them. Like this right here is not a good example. You know, don't ever make a website like this. But I'm just giving you, you know, the basic understanding. Maybe you can add in some text or something and then, you know, make it look a little bit better. Right here, you can add in a Facebook page, a Facebook comments, Facebook, you know, a like box or a media carousel, a call to action. Maybe you can add a call to action right there. So right here, you have you know, some text, a call to action, and then an image. So that'll make it a little bit more easier, you know, instead of actually doing a text, you know, it basically is trying to cut down the amount of work you have to do. And right here, price list. Now this is great for restaurants. Now I'm gonna show you this one. This one's good. So price list right here, I'm gonna take this and there you go. Now you have a menu. So if you have a website that people are buying stuff on, like a restaurant, you can put your menu right there. Of course, you can decorate it, make it look a little bit better than that, but I'm just giving you a basic understanding of what these modules are. So again, those are some of the Pro elements. You guys can, you know, if you guys want to buy it, there's a link in the description to Elementor, and you can buy it on their website. It's up to you. I think it's great to have it, you know, especially if you're in the web business and you want to use it more. I would recommend it. Also, one important thing is custom CSS. So you are allowed to use custom CSS on your website, and also you have global features as well. Global features, I don't use it too much, but it's basically saying, it's basically like a template that will apply everywhere on your website. So instead of having to do, like for example, this section right here, you can add a global section which it will add on every single page, kind of like the widget or the footer, and it's a much faster way to get things done. Now there are some other things I want to show you that you actually get with the Pro version. So you get templates, you get sections, you get a lot of Pro elements, you get the advanced custom CSS, so you can now add CSS to your website. But one very important one that I don't want to leave out is the custom header and footer. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this right here. Now this is only available with Elementor Pro, and this was like their ace in the hole. So right here under templates, I'm gonna go to add a new templates. Right here, I'm gonna go to header. Maybe you wanna create a custom header and footer for each page. Remember we talked about that earlier? So here I'm gonna do like custom header and create this template. All right, and maybe I want to choose something that looks like this. So these are all Pro elements. So these are all really nicely well designed. Here I'm going to say I want this one right here. All right, so I basically made a header. Now this header right here, we're going to go ahead and apply it on our website. Now I'm going to click on publish. Now this right here is saying condition. So when do you want this to show up? Well, I'm going to say I want this on the entire website. Or you can say I want it on a particular site. So maybe I want it on certain posts or pages or whatever you want to add, a category. So right here, all pages. And then I think I have the About Us on this section. Yeah, so maybe you want a header for just the About Us. So that means this is going to display only on the header. Or you can say, you know what? I want to go ahead and exclude that. I don't want it to be there. Or you can add another one saying exclude it on archives. So on old stuff, like categories or anything old from your posts, you're gonna say I don't want it there. You can add another condition saying, maybe I want it on this other page right here. So singular, I want it on the 404 page, something like that, something to get you an idea of it. So I'm saying right here, I want this on the entire website, and I'll click on publish. All right, now right here it says your header is live. Let's take a look. So right here, have a look. Now right here, if you noticed, it actually disabled our header. So the great part about this feature is that it will actually disable your current theme header and it will replace it. So you don't have to worry about it stacking. So it's gonna really save you a lot of time, So this is basically what you're gonna find out on your website. So let's go ahead and take a look at our website really quick. Now you guys can see right here, we have the menu right here. So remember, it's going to basically replace the theme, and it's going to put its menu on there as well. So there's a lot of ways you can manipulate it to look really, really good. So if you are interested in that, it's an amazing piece of technology they've added that will start disabling themes. Maybe you don't like the header options for WP Ocean or OceanWp, or maybe you don't like the options for Cava. You want to create your own, you can do that with the Pro version, and this will actually disable your theme header and it'll replace it with whatever you want. And you can do the same thing for the footer. So maybe you don't want all this stuff right here. You're gonna say, you know what? I want to create a custom footer. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that one more time. So right here, Elementor, my templates. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add new. And now I wanna do a footer. Custom footer. Now you don't have to follow me here, of course. I'm just showing you resources to help you decide if this is something that you would want to be interested in. I'm not really trying to sell you anything. I'm just kind of showing you what this is, because it wouldn't be fair if I left all this out, because this is a huge part of what Elementor's done. So right here, I'm gonna insert that. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So we have our custom header and then our custom footer. Now, right here, I'm gonna go to publish. And then I'm add a condition, and I want this on the entire site. That's it. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to our website. All right, so we have our header right there. And now we have our footer. And if you noticed, our footer is gone. So this replaced our footer. So that's basically what this option is. So it's pretty incredible. And then right here, this is all with the page builder. So this is not with the theme. So it's basically manipulating the theme and kind of stripping it away and adding the Elementor, the Elementor builder on it as well. So that is basically a nutshell. Now, I really hope by now that you guys know how to build your own website from scratch. If you need anything, please feel free to comment on the video. Also, let me know if you have a question. You can also go to my website. I have tons of resources. Elementor is a great help. Also, there are Facebook groups for Elementor as well that will help you develop your skills, because when you first start, you might not be the best. I'm personally not the best. I do my best, but I'm not the best designer. In fact, a lot of these templates I've actually used from other websites as well. So I hope that this tutorial is really helpful for you. I sincerely wish you the best. I really hope that you got a lot out of this tutorial, because it's really inspiring to me when people walk away from these tutorials with a business, and it's the most gratifying feeling I've ever felt, like showing a tutorial on YouTube and someone can actually watch this and make a business. But there's so many different resources to go to. People don't know where to go, and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is why I got 70,000 subs. People really truly watch my stuff, create a business, and then support their family. So again, I hope this was helpful. My name is Darrel Wilson, and again, please leave me a comment below and let me know how this tutorial worked out for you. Okay, so thanks again, and I will see you all soon, and make sure to subscribe. See you later.